What's up, guys? It's Peak Octane back with another episode of F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We are Cook Racing, and today we are racing in round 4 at the Chinese Grand Prix, and we are coming off of our worst race yet as a team, and definitely personally. Neither Mick nor myself were able to finish in the points, which is fine. That's kind of actually what I expected to be happening a lot this first season. But after having the first 2 races start each with point finishes for ourselves, it was kind of a disappointing result. But you know, we can get a rebound race, kind of regain some mojo, finish ahead of some teams, and we actually only did practice 1 for this round, and then that gave us enough resource points to be able to do a couple of upgrades, or at least put those in the schedule for future races. So we went ahead and did that, and I mean, it was kind of by accident. I didn't mean to skip practice 3. I only meant to skip practice 2, but so be it. And we actually get through to Q2 on 1 run. I put in a heck of a first lap, and I didn't even make a second run, and we were still able to finish well above the cutoff line. In qualifying 2, we did the same thing. We put in a really good first lap. I felt comfortable enough. It ended up being much closer than I would have liked, but we were able to squeak into Q3, and Q3 was kind of the same. I didn't feel like I could really get any more time out of the car, so we only did the 1 run, and it was good enough for 8th place. And I can't complain. Getting to Q3, that's a good way to really get some mojo back, is to start off in a points earning position on the track. So definitely off to a good start there. As you can see, we get to level 5 team acclaim. That is going to be huge for us, as that means that we will be able to sign an additional sponsor to increase the cash flow coming in. I know one of the things that I haven't done yet so far is to make any upgrades to the facilities. I know that is a goal of very soon, is to be able to put some of those upgrades in. And then just kind of looking at the starting grid, we do indeed start 8th. No other teams or drivers ahead of us took any grid penalties, so we do indeed start 8th. And it looks like Mick Schumacher is, yep, there it is, it's confirmed, he is taking a 10th place grid penalty. So that's unfortunate that my teammate is having some reliability issues already in this 4th race of the year, and already having to take that grid penalty, especially at a track where, at least on my side of the garage, we are really dialed in, it feels like. We've been able to put in a lot of good times, and that kind of showcased itself in qualifying, getting all the way to Q3. We underfueled the car again. I probably could have gone a bit further looking back on it, but we took off nearly a lap of fuel, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that. And as always, we're looking for a pretty good start. That was one thing that I've always liked doing, is getting off to a really good start. And we just rocket up the field, and we are already into 4th place through the first couple of corners. We did make a little bit of contact with Hamilton, and we took the fault for that, which is fine. I don't think either car was damaged in that, and Hamilton actually got off to a little bit of a rough start, considering he was the only one in the top 10 that started on the mediums. And honestly, I don't even know if anybody outside of the top 10 started on the medium, so he might be the only car on track on the medium tire. And it kind of showed in this first little bit of 4-lap stint for everybody. Most of these front runners, because of the amount of wear that we had on our soft tires, we were in by lap 4. So we did 4 laps on the soft and 10 on the medium, which I won't complain about. That was a strategy I was willing to follow. I think looking at the times, it ended up working out best that way. The recommended strategy was pretty spot on for that. And here we are on the back stretch, and we are looking to get into a podium position going around Leclerc, and he is going to fight us to the inside. We give him the room, but he cannot take advantage, and we squeeze through, and we are into our podium position through lap 1. We run tremendously wide through the final corner, but we are able to get back on track. I'm guessing Mick must have spun his tires off the corner too or something, because he should have been able to get around us there but was unable to. And after lap 4, or through lap 4, nothing had really happened, so I kind of skipped ahead to this pit stop. This is a good chance. Bottas in front of us, and Verstappen, key moment there, Verstappen still stays out in front of Bottas as Red Bull is trying to topple Mercedes. And we put in an absolute killer of a pit stop, 1.9 seconds again. I think we have one of the best, if not the best, pit crew already, and we are only on race 4. That is, I think, the second time this season we have put in a sub 2-second pit stop. I will definitely not complain about that. Maybe the guys in the garage need a little bit of a raise with that type of performances. And really, it was uneventful after the pit stop. I mean, that was one of the highlight moments outside of the first lap of the race, because we definitely did not have the pace, considering, you know, we still aren't one of the top cars by any means. Like, we're better than Haas Williams and Alfa Romeo. That is it. We are technically rated right around where AlphaTauri is, and so we were not able to keep up with Bottas and Verstappen whatsoever. So going into this final lap, Hamilton actually came charging back. He was not in the picture whatsoever after he made his pit stop for the softs, but he is completely charged back through the field, and I actually had to hold him off for multiple laps. I get a little bit loose there, and we go through the corner. That was really rough. I think some of that looseness came from a little bit of a wheel touch between Hamilton and I. You might see that in a replay later. That kind of got me loose, and then I kind of just lost it into that corner. But luckily, we were able to recover and stay ahead of Hamilton, and just really out-drag him on this backstretch. Because, I mean, we're heading into the final couple corners, and we are holding on for dear life to this podium position. And this would be our first ever podium position as Cook Racing. So this is a huge opportunity for us as a team. And I mean, we have multiple cars within 1 second behind us, and we somehow are able to make the car wide enough, and we come in 3rd place after gaining 5 positions on the opening lap, going from 8th to 3rd, and then getting a killer pit stop to stay ahead of everybody, and just really making our car as wide as possible to stay in front of a charging Leclerc, Vettel, and then at the end Hamilton, and that really sealed the deal for this race, giving us our first ever podium. Quite surprised this happened this early in the season. If I would have had to have made an initial guess on when my first podium was, I would have thought maybe I would have gotten lucky, I don't know, midway through this season, or maybe even later in the second half, just gotten a lucky race. And that was another, but we were really fortunate to come home with a podium here in the 4th race. Unfortunately, our teammate Mick had, I guess, even more reliability issues, and he had a DNF. That is not what we wanted to see on the other side of the garage when we were getting a podium. But at the same time, the game kind of decides that before the race, if that's going to happen. So no matter what I would have done, he would have had a DNF this race. And looks like Mick improves to driver level 5, which is awesome for him. And we will actually be seeing shortly that we'll be investing in something that'll help him out. Here we are signing our second sponsor. Zanetto is going to be the second sponsor on our team. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this fitness center, kind of give a boost to Mick's stats, hopefully bump him up more into the midfield range. I know he's been hovering around kind of that in-between area between the midfield and the back markers. hopefully this kind of pushes him up into the midfield with what my first couple races have been having. We add in some of the weekly activities, gain some resource points and some driver stats and all that fun stuff, and we are really setting ourselves up. We have about as much momentum as we could possibly have going into this next race at Zandvoort. Really looking forward to round 5, and we'll just have to see what comes our way. If you like this video, please drop a like on it, and if you really want to see more content, don't forget to hit subscribe. See when the next video comes out, right when it does. And as always, check the links down below in the description if you want to support me on any other platform. And thank you guys personally for watching. It means a lot to me, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.